cryptid horror. Yes, ye old Bigfoot and such has been a subgenre that has been growing over the years, and today's indie horror film we have is from a familiar name with a familiar creature involved in it. Yes, we are looking at Stranded, and it is from director Shawn Burkett, giving us the story of a family that of siblings that are a bit dysfunctional. They've had some deaths in the family. The siblings don't get along very well, but they follow their mom's last wishes to help go spread her ashes in a location that she thought was very beautiful. Well, along the way, their car breaks down, and soon they find themselves in the middle of nowhere, stranded, and also being terrorized by none other than a Bigfoot creature. Yes, folks. Stranded was very interesting in that it has a bit more of a serious tone, I think, than what we might be used to seeing from some of Shawn Burkett's work. And it surprised me. It's got dark undertones into it. It always, even the Bigfoot is handled in a scary way. And yeah, it was very surprising in a good way. I always like to see directors try something different or mix things up, and he definitely does it here. Now, the opening before the credits, you wonder how it all ties together. It does eventually tie together, which I very much appreciate, but I really found it impactful. And maybe it's just because I'm a parent, but really the teaser that we put before the credits, I thought was a very solid opening, introduce you to this world we're in, but it might be a little jarring for some folks to go right from there to a whole new set of characters and not really coming back to those that we saw in the beginning for a while. But yeah, it's a bold choice, but it does all come around, and I appreciate that they were able to bring things around, because I'd hate to have that dangling plot line out there. Now, as far as the cast goes, I thought this cast does very well. Dale Miller as Joel, the brother who he has not been around for quite some time with his sibling. He disappeared. He pretty much was incommunicado, and yeah, so this causes some tension amongst the rest of his siblings, and you feel that tension. It's played very well by Dale, who, this guy's reluctant to show up, but at his mom's funeral, but he does, knowing that he's going to get lambasted by his brother and sister, which he does. Now, his sister is played by Brittany Blanton, and she does a fantastic job in here. She's torn between her rage towards her brother, her understanding of her brother, wanting to try to keep things together because of her passing of, their mom. Their dad already had passed. And just a lot of layers to her. And she goes through kind of this emotional ebbing and flowing of anger to sympathy to acceptance to back to anger again. And she plays it very well. And you feel that conflict in her, especially after you learn further about her personal life and the troubles she's faced there. It explains things quite a bit. Now, Donnie is the brother, played by Mike Pleska, and he plays this character well, though he's a character you're not going to like. And if anything, while I'm a single, I'm an only child, so I do not get the sibling dynamic necessarily, even though I have two boys. I see it through them, but man, I think the conflict between the siblings wore a little bit on me, because it may have gone just a little bit too long. We get that they were angry quite a bit, but let me tell you, Mike Pleska's character, and he's supposed to be, that's the way, it's handled, but the Donnie character, man, I in all honesty, this was a character I was hoping would become a victim of Bigfoot. That sounds bad. I know it sounds bad, but it's true, just because of the dynamic that they had amongst these characters. It does get frustrating. It's supposed to, though. I mean, that is the effect that the director is going for, but at the same time, it just felt a little bit long for some of those scenes where I was hoping for a little bit more creature action, which you do get creature action in here as things ramp up as the story goes along. So you get more of that. And that looked really good. They do some great things with lighting and such to really give this Bigfoot creature some scary characteristics to them. And what the ones that we do see of them through the lighting and that are very effective. There's a character named Virginia in here, Tamara Glynn, who is also stuck kind of with the rest of the audience amongst these warring siblings. And you feel her frustration as well in here, and performed very well by Tamara. And yeah, the story itself is put together nicely. I liked the concept, and I liked the idea that they had here. If it wasn't for that banter feeling like it's happening just a little bit too much against our three principal characters, overall, the rest of the film I thought was pretty solid. So if you're looking for a decent horror film that involves ye old creature in the woods, you'll want to check out Stranded. Shawn Burkett once again showing that talent in filmmaking, and yeah, it comes through here. So thank you so much for listening to me ramble. Please check on our Patreon if you haven't already. Like, subscribe, and all that here, bells and whistles. I thank you for your support, and until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.